Hello and hey y'all. Happy Monday. A Monday fun day. Today is the start of a beautiful week. I hope for many of you. I hope for all of you. My bad. Excuse me. Anyway, welcome to our podcast. Let's talk about it. I'm your host, Samantha, and I have my lovely co-host, Almond Joy.
Hello,
Riding
everyone.
shotgun. Would you say, girl? The people didn't hear you.
I said hello, everyone.
Listen to that little sexy voice. Well, if this is your first time stopping by our channel, let us say welcome. We absolutely encourage you to subscribe. You see that little ribbon at the bottom? Subscribe, hit the thumbs up. Let YouTube and others know that you like the content, that it's interesting, that it's on fire. Make sure you also hit the notification bell so when we put out new videos, you are notified and you can watch and get in on the latest talk. We also encourage you to leave your comments down in the comment section. Only request is that you keep it clean, but you just never know what piece of advice you may give may just help the next person. Now, without further ado, as the topic says, in the famous words of old Ricky Smiley, when it comes to these adult entitled children, them kids. You know what I'm saying? I'm enjoy. I don't know about you, but I have four, right? And here's the deal. One, the oldest, is estranged because just like Ricky said in his video that he spoke on, you do so much for these children at a young age, and then they grow up and they turn around and they hand you their ass to kiss. I mean, you just think, okay, out of this tribe, out of this harem of kids that I'm gonna have, at least one or two gonna do me right. And it's unfortunate for those who only have one or two because if you got two, it's 50-50. If you got one, I don't know, you probably in real trouble then. But to me, it's amazing how these children are. They are so entitled. And the other thing that gets me is we do so much. We bend over backwards. We make sure these children have everything that they needed to the best of our abilities. They sat back, watched us work hard, saw everything that we did, and then when they had to get chastised, which some of them really didn't even get chastised, I guess that's another part of the problem. Like the good book says, you spare the rod, spoil the child. So I believe that is a big issue in today's society with these entitled nitwits. It's a shame because you do so much and you know that you should have the utmost respect. They should respect you, but they seem to only want to remember things that they consider bad. It just negates all the good stuff that we did. They want to remember all the bad stuff. They want to talk to you crazy. They want to roar up and get in your face. Now, it's amazing how times changed, right? Because I'm gonna Joy speak to this. If it
Back in
was
the
our,
day,
if it was
back,
our parents and we did what these kids did, girl, tell them what would happen.
man, we couldn't even look at our parents funny. You would
Okay.
have to walk out the room and then roll your eyes.
Okay.
Walk out the room, roll your eyes. Don't try to mutter something. They gonna hear. What's that? What's that you said? Oh, I didn't say nothing. It was just a look, a glance, a feeling. Nowadays, it's like they right up in your face and telling you what you didn't do and why I'm not this or I'm not you didn't teach me how to use a fork. You're like, what?
Woo!
I didn't teach you how to use a fork. Okay. Okay. Stuff like that is just crazy.
Oh, I gotta turn my air on. It's hot. It's hot. This topic is hot. When we get to talking
Yeah.
about
And it's very unfortunate that, we do the best with what we have and what we can, the best of our abilities, and just to be outright disrespected, like they have no sympathy or empathy, or is it apathy? Or one of those words,
it's empathy.
empathy for the struggle that we went through to get them to adulthood, the struggle that we went to keep them off the streets in the gangs or not
Yeah.
in jail. And you know they didn't like it at the time. Oh, mom, you're mean. I hate you. Why can't I go outside at 12 o'clock and 1 o'clock in the morning with all my other friends? I hate you. But as parents, if you're a parent, that's what you do to keep them out of trouble. At the time, they don't understand it, and you would hope when they get older and turn into adults, they would understand it. But some of them don't. They still hate you.
They still hate you, and it's like, what do you do? I know we go through these phases in where we feel, bad, our feelings are hurt, we're disappointed. At least I know I did. Even though they grown, you were crying, you worried about, are they okay? Do they have a roof over their head? And girl, they sleeping good at night
And not
while
thinking about us.
yo silly ass over there crying and discombobulated. It's just they just like a little army of little narcissistic adult kids. You know how they want to gaslight you and turn the tables on you and make you feel bad. And unfortunately, in the beginning, that's exactly what we do. And I feel for the parents who ultimately start to parent out of guilt. You know what I'm saying? You do all these things for your kids because they making you feel guilty. So I'm gonna give you my last, or I'm gonna let you use my car. And you doing stuff out of guilt, and you're not being of a good service
Can
to your child when you do that.
can you Zelly or cash at me some money? Knowing I
Before they
haven't
even
heard
tell you hello.
before telling you hello, or you haven't even heard from him in 2 weeks. But the first time you hear from him in 2 weeks is, can you Zelly me some money? I'm like, okay, I send it, and then I feel bad.
I
like,
mean,
okay, I haven't heard from you in two. Not a hello. How you doing? Are you okay? Are you eating? 2 weeks,
yeah.
uh, or
So
more.
that's where at some point you gotta turn the tables back around, put the foot down, and we got to get the mindset like Ricky Smiley said, them kids. Okay, because I had to get to that point. It wasn't easy getting to that point, but eventually you do. When you take a step back and you look at everything that you've done and sacrificed, and they turn around and hand you their ass to kiss. Oh, okay. Well, to play that game, because now I'm finna turn around. I'm finna hand you my ass. Now
And then
kiss.
two, let me say this: I don't understand where the timeline changed from respecting your parents to treating your parents or saying, I'm going to talk to you just like I talk to anybody else.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm going to talk to you like you're my friend. No, I'm not your friend. I'm your parent. But somewhere along the lines, there was a shift where the children that are the children and the children who turn into adults feel like, okay, well, I'm just going to talk to you any kind of way, just like I talk to everybody else.
Mm-hmm.
And even as an adult, I didn't talk to my parents like that. I still gave them the utmost respect, even when I know they was acting crazy. Because like he said, Ricky Fice said, there are no perfect parents. I'm not perfect. Nobody's perfect. There was no manual that says this is what you're supposed to do when you're raising a child. So we're all doing it from scratch. We're
Mm-hmm.
learning as we go, but
Yeah.
I don't know what happened and when it happened.
I don't know when the shift happened either, because let me tell you something. Back in the day, you get your mother could be 4 foot tall. Your ass could be 6 foot. You get out of line, she finna get that skillet and smack the shit out of you with it. And you better not blink. You better take that slap on the face with that skillet and get your life, get your act together. Cause yeah, they
Look,
just had a different,
let
huh?
your lip hang. Look, let your lip hang and walk out the room.
Walk on out the room, talk your shit on the other side of the door, because it was not happening and it was not going down in her house. So I'm in agreement with you. I don't know where the shift happened. I don't know. I don't know what happened. Maybe if we'd have been smacking them, smacking the shit out of them, backhanding them when they thought about saying something wrong, maybe things would be different. But each child is different, and not every parent that is raising a child has had to put hands on a child in order to get the respect. So I don't know. I'm like, I don't know. Is it something in the water? Is it something
Right? Is it a
here?
is it a program on TV that we were letting them watch and we just didn't pay attention to it, where it told them like it's a show with the little baby Stewie. I can't think of the name of the show, but he's a baby and he talks. And I
Is that
remember
Family Guy?
it may be Family Guy. So I remember one day, excuse me, my son, he was cracking up. He was laughing. And I said, let me go over here and see what he watching. What are you watching? And I started watching it. And the baby be trying to kill the mother, and she be talking crap about herself. And I made him stop watching it. So
Mm,
we have to watch and monitor what we allow our children to watch, because they'll be sitting over there laughing and they internalizing this stuff. Because I sometimes my son, he would look at me and I'm like, he looking at me just like that baby be looking at Lois.
ooh, that's
He be,
scary.
I'm just like, oh my god, I can't. And I try to think how many years did I allow him to watch that? Because they pick up, they're sponges, they pick up everything. So that's just a point to think about for mothers who, are now having little children. Make sure to monitor what they're watching on TV, because
Hmm.
these TV shows are giving them predictive programming. And he shouldn't have been watching that anyway, because it is an adult show. The
Yeah,
Simpsons with Bart Simpson, that's an adult show, but because they put it in the cartoon form, we
right.
let our children watch it and sit and laugh, not knowing that those some subliminal, images are and sounds are going into their head, in their
Yep.
mind. I mean, so be careful.
They just being downloaded. Yep, with all the negativity. So if that's the case, that could be the case for many children. Again, we're not psychologists, psychiatrists, or anything. We just talking about our experiences, and I'm sure many people who will watch this will definitely be able to relate, because I know firsthand. I have several friends and associates that have had issues with their adult children. I mean, bucking up at them, pushing them, cussing at them, just ridiculous. You would think as a parent, as the mom, there's a level of respect, there's a boundary that absolutely should not be crossed. But I've heard of parents fist fighting with their
And then they don't even come back and apologize.
no, nope, mm-mm. They will not. They don't
They
apologize.
don't acknowledge it. They don't feel like they did anything wrong.
They don't feel like they did nothing wrong. And so that's where we have to, go back in reinforcements, just like when you're in a relationship with your significant other. If you don't set the boundaries, not only set the boundaries, but stick to them. If there's no consequences, When they cross those boundaries, then it's going to just continue to happen. And then the phrase comes in. What is that phrase? Um, what is the definition of insanity? You know what I'm saying?
Repeating the
Is
same thing over and over again.
yeah, you keep doing the same thing and you expect a different result.
And
It's
then
not
for
going to be different.
and for me, it's like it's a hurting feeling to have to say, "Wow." Um, like Ricky Smiley said, he said, "Block. You may have to block them." That's a hurting feeling because you don't want. They're adults, but you don't want to do that. They're still your children, and it hurts me to think that I would have to block my child so that I can keep my sanity.
Mm-hmm.
Because if the child is going to keep on making me feel less than, making me feel like I'm not worthy or I didn't do a good job, and I have to block them, that's a hurting feeling. And I don't know how long that takes to get over that. But, at some point, I guess you just have to make the choice to say enough is enough and I'm not going to be mistreated anymore.
Well, honey, let me tell you something. I'll be the first one to let you know you'll get over it. It gets better. And then after for so long, you ain't even finna think about it. It's gonna be second nature because it's gonna be either you gonna respect me or go on about your business until you can circle back around and have some respect for me. Like I said, I have one that's estranged. Um, but he don't have a mother. Let him tell it. I can only imagine the stories that goes along with that mindset that he has while he's telling people he don't have a mother. But hey, you gonna always have a mother as long as I'm here. I'm always have love for you, but till you can come back around with some respect, I wish you the best. And let's remember, they're gonna have children as well. And if these kids are off the hook like they are, I can only imagine what they kids are gonna be like. Okay, as they kids start to get older, watch out. What goes around can come right back around. But I've chosen to um, put down my boundaries and have my respect. You're not gonna talk crazy to me because here's the other thing: if you're living with me and you don't like my rules, guess what, honey? Ain't nobody being held hostage up in here. The front door is wide open. You can go right on the other side of it. Close it. Take your little grocery bag, trash bag, duffel bag of clothes, and go on about your business. Because if you're gonna talk about me, do it on the other side of the door. Don't do it in my house. You're not gonna sit in my house, talk crazy to me, and talk about me. You can do all that. What they say, all that talking. Do it while you walking. You remember them old phrases. So that's my thing. You don't like me? Hey, I'ma just say a prayer for you. Nah, I'm sorry. I told this girl I'm doing a video. Um, Let me send her a text. Hold on for a second.
Yeah, so I do. I wish all the children of the age of in this era of not respecting the parents the best. 'Cause you know what I'm saying? You don't wish no bad on nobody and you want them to succeed.
Right.
So I would hope that they all succeed and maybe when they get older they'll realize like wow, I really disrespected my parents and I should go back and apologize. And if you don't get that, don't feel bad. Don't feel bad that 20 years later they don't come back and say, "Mom or Dad, I was going through something. I was going through growing pains and I didn't understand the discipline and the things that you did for me. I appreciate it." If they
Mm,
don't come back and say that, you have to say to yourself, "I did the best that I could," and not let it mentally wear you down. Because of course that's what I would want. I would want them like in 10, 20 years to come back and say, "Mom, I love you. I was whatever I was going through, I had a didn't have a proper understanding and I hope you can forgive me." These are my words. They could say it in any way that they wanted to, but I would like to
mhm.
have that But if I do not get that, I'm trying to internalize that I'm not going to let it break me down and just continue to grow
You
as a
continue
person.
to grow. And that's all we can do. We have to forgive ourselves. We have to forgive them. And then we have to acknowledge and we have to know we may never get that apology that we are rightfully owed. And hey, we just got to be fine with it. Like I said, I've already made peace with myself and, with the adult children of mine that choose to be elsewhere. And there's none, I'm grateful. And like he said, focus on the ones who do appreciate you. Focus on the ones, even if they're not blood, because just because they blood don't always mean that it's gonna go like it's supposed to. So if you have, like he said, cousins, nephew, nieces, just children in the neighborhood, just people that look up to you. Like for instance, uh, my grandson's mom. She tells me she appreciates the support and help that I give her, and I'm grateful that she acknowledges that. Whereas, initially she heard not so good things about me until we established our own relationship, and she found out that none of that was true. So a lot of times people have to learn things for themselves, not just by word of mouth or what's been told to them. But yeah, the whole disrespect thing, that's a no no. It's a no for me. I'll pass. Got to have respect. You can't be hollering at me. You can't be cussing at me. All of that is it's just ridiculous. How could they even live with themselves knowing that they talk to their parents like that? Just disrespect your parent like that. It's disgusting.
Yeah,
Okay.
because they don't look at it as we're their parents, we're their equals. And
That's it
and and
right
and,
there.
and, and I'm not saying that you shouldn't you're supposed to give your children a voice. You're supposed to be allow
Right.
them to express themselves. You're supposed to allow them to grow into independent individuals. But there's a line. It's like there's this line where, okay, I'm allowing you to be independent. I'm allowing you to have a voice. I'm allowing you to make certain decisions, but that doesn't give you the right to raise your voice and have a negative energy towards me when you're angry without, you know what I'm saying? We can have a conversation, but don't stand over me and yell at me and tell me how you feel. What they say is like, it's not what you say, but how you say it.
Mm-hmm. That's true. And yeah, so with that being said, giving our children a voice, my daughter, she's 16, and from young age on up, we made sure that she had a voice, because it was just too much going on in the world for her to be silent about anything. So, even with me, but she knows her boundaries. And if she drifts a little bit from them, I got to pull her back in. Hey, I know I'll give you the opportunity to speak your mind and all this and all that, but we're gonna make sure we keep it respectful. And I don't have any problems with her. I remember an ex friend of mine that had a couple of daughters. She used to tell me, "Ooh, you just wait till she get older. She gonna give you problems." I'm glad I never received that information because me and my daughter, we don't have them kind of problems. My daughter is respectful and she loves her mama. So, some one person's experience with their children does not have to be yours. And so I'm a firsthand witness to that as well. So, yeah, with that being said, those of you that have those adult children and you feel the vibe, what we talking about, or you feel the vibe on what Ricky Smiley said, hey, leave us a comment in the comment section. Let us know what your struggle is um, with your adult children and how did you fix it if you were able to fix it. Are you looking for an apology? Are you over it? Let us know. Well, on that note, did you have anything else you wanted to add about these adults entitled children? I'm enjoying.
No, I think we covered a lot of ground today, and you know, love yourselves and love your children and be the best version of yourself that you can be and keep moving.
Keep moving. All right. Well, sounds good. Well, you all know the deal. Give the video a thumbs up. Help the channel out. Help the channel to grow. When you give the video a thumbs up, when you take the time to make a little comment in the comment section, I don't care if you just do a happy face emoji. Leave something. It lets the YouTube algorithm know that you're interested in the content and it will push our content out to other viewers that I'm sure could relate to some of the things that we talk about. So, with that being said, and again, if you're not subscribed, make sure you subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell so you get notified when we put out new podcasts. Okay. Anyway, have a lovely day, and we will see you guys in the next video.
Enjoy the
Bye.
rest of your Monday.